Comes home and he's hungry, would you wake up and make him a meal?
No.
Hell no, he can buy his own shit.
Be independent.
No, he makes me a meal. What the f***?
I didn't hear your answer.
I mean, I'm happily married. I'd make him a meal.
You'd make it?
Thanks, man.
No, take it back. I'll make the meal. I'll make the meal.
2 divorces.
Kids?
Yes.
How many
I have
kids?
3.
From how many fathers?
2. So I have 2 to my first marriage and then 1 from a guy I dated in high school.
And then question the 2 divorces. Who initiated them?
I did for both.
Briefly, what was the reason for the first one?
The first one, he was kind of manipulative and controlled.
Really quickly, how was he controlling?
I couldn't spend any money. I had to get permission to spend anything. I didn't work. I stayed at home. I had to cook. I had to clean. If I didn't have dinner ready when he expected it to be ready, he would be upset.
Okay, and you stayed home and he provided everything?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have dinner ready when he got home?
Well, I had to maintain 2 small children.
Did you have friends that you were allowed to go see?
His friends kind of became my friends. And one of our friends, and this is going to sound bad, who ended up being my second husband, stopped coming to our house because he said he didn't like the way he talked to me. And
Wait, so you started dating one of your buddy's good friends?
I know I'm not a good person.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
I'm a bag. That's okay.
Wait, what?
She started banging her boyfriend's best friend.
No, they weren't best friends.
Well, they were close enough.
Let's get this straight. They were not best friends.
Not anymore, they're not.
True.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. God damn! I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads. Where would you rank yourself on the marketplace?
8.
Out of what, 100?
Okay, what is it? What we rating from 1 to 10?
If you, yeah.
Okay, 9.
God damn! Okay, have a good day. If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, your natural hair, your natural face, what would you give yourself?
Interesting. 8.
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay, so if I wanted a high volume man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I'm gonna be honest, you can't.
I have a master's in public administration, and I have a law degree.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single.
I'm sorry?
Do you have any kids?
No kids. My ex had 4, so I'm trying to, that's kind of a big number. Oh,
Why'd you pop?
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but me, I typically don't like dating men without children, especially after a certain age. I just think it's weird, you know, and I have a child and I love children and God only gave me one, so I want to be with someone who has children. I've never dated a man that didn't have children. And it's a deal breaker than the average woman.
Gotcha.
So a man without children is weird to you?
After a certain age, yeah, I feel like after a certain age, you don't have no children. It's just strange to me. You know, like nobody owed you. Nobody took them genetics, you know, like I think it's strange, you know, so it's a personal preference.
No, that's
Okay.
good.
And why'd you pop your balloon?
As she talked a little more, I thought about the fact that I don't want any other kids and I do only have 1 kid. So I think I would rather someone who had a kid already just because I don't want to have any more. And I wouldn't want to date anybody who didn't have kids because they probably want kids.
Gotcha.
Okay.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like, your fucking shots suck tonight, but like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
What pisses me off is the discourse around how women only go for the top 15% of men. Like, am I supposed to be going for the fat loser who doesn't have a job and lives at home? Am I supposed to be attracted to that? Obviously, I'm going to be attracted to the guy who's ambitious, the guy who's manly, the guy who takes care of himself and his health and works out, the guy who's tall, the guy who's going to give my kids good genetics. Why on earth would I be attracted to the fat loser? Or any loser for that matter. Even an average guy. Like, why, if I could pick the best of the best, why would I be attracted to the mid-tier? Like, hello. Especially if I'm a top quality girl. What happened to earning your place in this world? You're gonna be a loser in this life and then expect people to want you? Like, that's just common sense that that's not going to happen. Like, if I was fat and ugly, I would not be surprised that men are not going for me and instead they want the girls who are fit and beautiful. Like, I didn't earn to be on their level. I didn't earn to be wanted like that. So maybe instead of complaining that women only want the top 15%, work on becoming top 15% or somewhere near that number. Instead of sitting at home being a loser, trying to be a little victim.
My grandma says there are only two things in life that you worry about. Whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better, whether you're going to get worse. You get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to live, whether you're going to die. If you live, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got two things. Whether you're going to heaven, whether you're going to hell. If you go to heaven, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things to worry about. Original or extra crispy? That's
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Boogie with yet another live stream on this nice Monday. Hope you guys are doing well. We're about to go in. I have a couple videos ready for you guys that we're going to be reviewing. As you know, every single day, dating seems to be getting crazier and crazier. And I told you I'll be reporting your dating news, and then you can make a choice. Whether you want to get married, you want to date, you want to do dates, you want to have babies, because I know men are afraid of getting married, but I think for me, honestly, it's one thing to be married and not having kids, and the woman leaves you or divorces you before you have kids. It's another thing having kids with a woman. I'm talking about a not so good woman who's probably going to put you on child support and try to use the kids against you and prevent you from seeing your own kids and telling the kids the worst things about you. We know all that, how women turn kids against their fathers, and then later kids find out the father was actually right, the mother was just beaten, things like that. So for me, I honestly think having a kid with the wrong woman is worse than getting divorced. If I had to choose if God gave me a choice, hey, Boogie, listen, you're going to get married to a woman, but she's going to divorce you and take half, or choose having a baby with the wrong woman who's going to be hell, take you to hell and back for the 18 years that you have to pay child support and no custody and only seeing your kids 2 times a week. I'd rather be divorced and give a woman half, and that's it. And that's the end of it, rather than deal with somebody I don't want to deal with for 18 years, Anyway, let's get into it. Like the video, subscribe. I have the first video ready. So like the video as you're coming in so other people know that we're in here, we're about to cook. So let's get into it. Okay, let's go.
I said, why don't
I don't believe in marriage.
Why don't you believe in marriage?
Because it's a massive L for dudes.
Why is it a massive L for dudes?
The financial repercussions are significant in the event of divorce.
Then why aren't you marrying someone that actually loves you?
That actually loves me?
Because like, why would you get divorced?
Is that actually a question?
For in your mind, why are
would
you so worried about divorce if you're committed to someone?
You think people that get married go into that specific marriage with the anticipation that they were eventually going to get divorced?
No, but why are you so worried about it? If you're committed to someone like them, they're committed to each other.
Because women are fickle. Y'all change your minds.
Men change their minds.
Till death do us part don't mean nothing to y'all. It
That's a
don't
lie.
mean nothing. It's true. 80% of divorces are initiated by women.
Exactly.
What are the men
Find
doing?
a godly woman. A godly.
There you go. She'll believe in
They
biblical.
literally get married in church and then they get divorced in family court. So when they talk about find a godly woman, I don't know how. You know what? I get it. The only reason they're saying all this shit because chances are they're never gonna have to, give a man half and pay alimony. That's why they don't understand what men go through.
The thing is, he doesn't take those views.
Oh,
So it's like, sure, as a Christian, we can go forward and say,
So it's just like-
we're
Okay,
called to do that.
but
Yes,
even-
like, we're called to do that.
Yeah, but
So-
even Christian people get divorced.
Wait,
do you think Christianity is a antidote to divorce? I think now look, I'll be charitable, right? So I think the rates of divorce among religious people is lower. I'll grant that, but divorce still occurs.
And
So
usually
I don't even think it's lower. You know why I don't think it's lower? Because most people getting married in church. So if we're counting, unless you're counting Christianity as no church, but if you're counting all marriages that happen in church, I'm going to take that as they're Christian marriages. So it's not lower.
Pious Christian women. I mean, Andrew brought up Stephen Crowder before. This man, I don't know the full details of their conflict or dilemma or whatever.
Louder with Crowder.
They were both virgins, I think, when they met. They're both Christian. She's divorcing the guy. Being Christian does not preclude you from divorce. And also, when you do get divorced, your faith, your values, the church is not going to oversee the divorce. The state is going to oversee the divorce. And that's absolutely catastrophic to men most of the time.
If I could add, I think, I'm not sure, I'm not Christian, so I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it considered a sin in Christianity to divorce?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so
It is, but
that's
there are
why
some-
I think it would be less.
There are exceptions.
Yeah.
Like if
here,
a man cheated on a woman,
let me ask you a question.
there was an
Let me ask you a
infidelity.
question.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're married to a guy. You get married to him.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no abuse. There's no infidelity. You've fallen completely out of love with him and you're vaguely unhappy. But there's no abuse. There's no abuse. There's no infidelity.
Sorry.
But you're really unhappy. But he treats you well enough. Again, no abuse, no infidelity. Is that pretext for divorce?
I think divorce is just a cheap escape. I think there's things that can be worked out. I think there's things that can be prayed about. There's elders of church, there's pastors that I'm like, this situation has happened in my church before, and it's been solved through speaking to pastors, through speaking to family members, through talking to each other. Even
yeah, but how many women go to church to work things out? The only thing women do is try to drag their husband to a therapist. The therapist, usually a female therapist, who agrees with them, because they're going to hold the man accountable. And if the man doesn't want to go to therapy, they go to divorce court. How many women actually go to the pastor's church for them to fix their marriage? Very few, if any.
This couple, they spent a week apart and they came back and they talked and they had a whole bunch of issues, but in the end they came back together and they found peace and they found
Hail
themselves.
and well met. Lol Paladins donated $200.02. Brian, just be like the sim, I mean genius. Sitting at the table and marry a millionaire prostitute so that she can't take your money when she gets bored of the grift.
You spent $200 on that?
202.
Wait, so Lol Paladins, thank you for the TTS. Go ahead.
Wait, can you?
And we're back at the point
Why
of
do I go
like
back again?
Look,
with like
okay,
the marriage.
let me ask you then. If a woman is just vaguely unhappy, but there's no abuse and there's no infidelity, is that enough pretext for divorce?
No.
Okay.
No.
But in her head, and at least how the laws allow it to occur, she could get a divorce, right? You acknowledge she could get a divorce.
Could.
Right.
Right. And then the faith, the Christian values go out the window when her secular lawyer, because most people don't navigate a divorce without counsel, and her secular attorney is going to say, well, you're entitled to XYZ and communal property, and there was no prenup, and now you get, this much amount of alimony, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and all this kind of stuff. Men fare so terribly when it comes to divorce, and there's a bias in the court system. Let me tackle it from this perspective. So when it comes to this marriage thing, all right, I would like to hear from you guys. I've already presented a bit of my thoughts on marriage, divorce. I actually think a better starting point, though, would be, can you present to me compelling and convincing arguments why I or other men should get married, as opposed to having long-term monogamous relationships?
I think there's a whole bunch of advantages. Well, first of all, children is a big one. You said you said you wanted 7 sons.
I can have children outside of wedlock.
How do you know that? What reason would that woman have to stay with you?
Yeah, you didn't really answer the question though. So
I know. I'm giving you like examples. I'm like saying, okay.
And that's a tactic. They answer a question with a question. You know why? Because they have no answer to your question.
So with marriage is kind of like, people say they lock down, right? Marriage, like, yeah, you can divorce, but I feel like if you want kids, right? And I'm not saying this is with every marriage. I'm just saying, like, let's say in your case, you want kids, right?
Sure.
And a woman who is not married to you, why does she have to stay with you if you're not married? If you're not, like, what are you going to be giving to her outside of wedlock?
Wait, so our love and the continuity of our relationship is contingent upon marriage?
No, I'm not saying that.
She must not love me very much if it's contingent upon this.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, like, okay, so you want to have like give me a second. You want to have a married life just without the ring, without the sign, the papers.
Yeah, without the contract.
Sure. What's the argument though?
What are you fearful of?
No, I have an
God.
argument.
Wait, hold on.
I hate when a man says this shit because he has a woman. You guys ever notice it's men who say this shit who have a woman, who have never been divorced, or have never been to divorce court, or who have never listened to another divorced man to know exactly where they go through? This man, I can guarantee you, still believes in the Disney fantasy of love. What do you mean? What is he fearful of? Are you stupid? Like, are you living in 2026? How can you ask a man, why are you scared of divorce, or why are you scared of marriage?
One at a time.
Because a woman
at a time. One at a time.
So many Christians at the table, Brian.
Wait, so because a woman can leave you just as easily as she can divorce you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want? And the thing is, if she, actually, there's a whole bunch of like ways that, because I was about to say that, like, if she has a ring on her finger, she has you, she's loyal to you, she's locked down. But I guess married women do cheat. So there's a lot of like things that can be said. Because like for me, I live a very godly life. I follow God. I want God to be the center of everything. So in my mind, I see marriage as a way of joining a man and a woman.
Just assume, for the sake of argument, that the person you're trying to convince doesn't believe in your.
You have to take that. I have.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So you're gonna have to present secular arguments on this one.
What were your arguments?
Skip me.
I could not figure one out. I have one. Yeah.
I will grant that there are justifications for being married under a Christian worldview, Islam, Judaism. Maybe there's other religions out there that, whatever, it's part of the faith. But you haven't really presented, I mean, even for Christian men, like, there needs to still be compelling reasons to do something.
Yeah, I'm like, every time I try to think of something, honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to think of something I could think of like a counter argument to it. So I'm not gonna lie, I've just always believed in marriage. I don't even know.
Because you're saying, well, one of the things I think one of the arguments you're about to make was, well, okay, wouldn't it solidify the relationship?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
The counter argument here is,
that's what I'm like thinking. Like counter argument.
The counter argument here is, there's actually, now that we're married, now that the state is potentially involved, there's actually incentive for her to end the relationship.
Yeah.
Financial incentives.
Financially.
Because if she ends I could just make the argument, she's more likely to stay with me because she has nothing to gain if she leaves me. But if she's married to me, she has a lot to gain by leaving me, which is potential alimony, splitting of community property. So
right, but if we're talking about to a Christian man, like even in the Bible, God says it's good for a man to find a wife. That's a good thing. But then also it's good to stay married because that keeps you from sexual sin.
Yeah, but women don't care about the Bible. They will marry you in church. But as soon as church is done, that's it. There's no church in family court. There's no church in divorce court. I don't know why these women don't get it.
I mean, can you not have a monogamous relationship outside of marriage?
You absolutely can.
But what's the difference? Once you get married, how's that going to keep
That's your commitment.
monogamous?
You are committing to that person. It's not just a piece of paper.
Okay,
I guess commit to you.
Okay.
I will never cheat. Like, what's the difference?
I guess my question is, what are you afraid of besides losing?
No, I have an argument.
Besides getting
I have a secular argument here.
I'll come to you. I'll answer this question.
God, this nigga.
So, I mean, what am I scared of? So, I mean, first off, I think that there are significant financial ramifications in the event of a divorce. So I'm a high earner. And if I were to marry a woman, I would lose a fuck ton of money. And then also, in addition to that, there's the legal expenses. So you have to pay for an attorney. If you significantly out earn your partner, you might have to pay for her attorney. Then you're paying 2 attorneys. Attorneys are very expensive. Divorce tends to be very pricey. So there's that component there too. Also, I don't see, let's remove what I'm scared of. I mean, I've kind of already articulated, there's the financial ramifications. I just don't see a compelling reason to get married. What do I get from a marriage that I don't get from a long-term monogamous girlfriend?
That's a good question.
The only thing I can think of, and I'm not super pro marriage or anything. I'm not telling you should get married to whoever you decide to be with, but oh shit, what was I gonna say?
Nothing.
I literally just
it's okay.
Yeah, nothing. You know why there's nothing she's gonna say? Oh, she forgot what she was gonna say because there's nothing. There's no benefit for a man, unless he's the actually. You know what? I'm saying there's no benefit for a man because some people are going to say, oh, if you're religious, that's not a benefit. You're just doing what your God told you to do. It's not because you're going to gain anything from it. It's not just because you're going to get married and the Bible requires you to get married. You being married in church doesn't mean you're going to go to heaven anyway. So it's not a benefit.
About it. What do you have?
Okay, this is the only compelling argument I can think of, and this in only this scenario and situation only.
Let's see.
This girl that you met.
Yeah.
She's BLMing.
Oh my God.
She's borderline dwarf. She's either Asian or I'm gonna say she's Asian.
She's an Asian dwarf with large labia. Okay.
Wow. So she bows for you.
Yep.
She has 0 body count.
Okay.
But she's from Korea.
That was a thinking green
Wait, why
card.
but from Korea?
You're gonna have to bring her over, and the only way you can do that is to sponsor her. You can't sponsor her unless you marry her. And
I'm gonna say it only. I mean, with the way the divorce laws are in the West, if a passport, and this has happened so many times, so many passport bros go to different countries, bring women back to the US. The women marry them, and then the women change and become like the women in the US, and then they divorce them and take half. So men are waking up. They're men who still want to do marriage, and they go to different countries. They marry the women in those countries and leave them down there, or stay down there. They don't bring them back because they turn into the same women they were running away from in the first place.
you're not gonna give up the perfect woman.
Sponsor.
Yes.
You
So
have to
she's
fly.
a
You
foreign.
have to
She's a
fly
foreign
over.
national.
You're so
Hey, she can stay here for a couple months. I send her back. She comes. She goes. It's good.
No, you
you're
can't
not
do
married.
that
So-
on a
This is
visa.
the
It's
thing.
So
a
it comes
spousal
down.
visa.
Your monetary value means more to you than love.
Huh?
Your monetary value means more to
What?
you than love.
So that's an interesting argument, but I could just flip this back on her and say this arbitrary. I
told you, this guy here still believes in the Disney fantasy of love.
Agreement?
Because if you're that worried about it, why wouldn't you just sign a prenup and get married?
Because prenup get thrown out every single day. This guy knows nothing.
Well,
Why don't you be prudent in the fact that you find a wife that doesn't even believe in
I can
divorce?
only do one thing at a time. So, okay, when it comes to the prenups, prenups frequently get thrown out. They frequently get challenged in court. That adds another layer of legal complexity. Also, prenups, my understanding of them, I'm not an attorney, they can only deal with assets pre-marriage. But once you're married, my understanding is a prenup can't make any determinations as to what is accrued during the course of the marriage. So that comes down to community property. So basically, if I'm making, say, $1 million a year and we're together for 10 years, she's getting half of that.
Swiss banks.
No, I mean that's
see all the ways all the solutions is giving. Why not just get married? Prenups, Swiss banks. Before now, he's going to talk about. I think there's another country, Panama, where you can hide the money offshore. I think that's where some companies do offshore companies not to pay taxes. Do this, ABCD. Do this. How about not get married? How about that?
Workaround courts can, they can pierce the veil and still get your money.
That's a good band. Isn't this violating the entire principle that we're talking about anyway? Right. So the principle that we're talking about is what good is it for a secular person to get married? And if the idea there is, well, it's fine to get married because you're bonded, but you got to hide all your money in different banks and then sign a prenup and this and that. Yeah, if you can accommodate all of the same exact commitments without the actual marriage, then what's the point of the marriage for a secular person?
Well, for them, like, dude, your partner can go and get married to somebody else whenever she wanted.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, yeah.
So you're no longer committed. Like, you're not in anything that's like actually commitment. You're just boyfriend and girlfriend. There's no commitment.
She can leave you at any time.
Anytime. You can leave her in a divorce. And you can leave her at any time.
She could also cheat during marriage.
That's also like the person you're picking. You're picking someone who's more of a simp rather than someone who actually will go through the hard things with you, not just because she's a simp, but because she's a woman.
This guy.
Okay, well, mine was good though.
Yours was good.
Wait, so okay, we'll come back to that.
I don't
It was
understand
great.
this argument.
I loved it.
I'll give you my response. But so when it comes to like the love thing, right? I can just reverse the argument onto her. If you loved me, there would be no need to get married. So that same argument can be equally applied to,
You're still fearful of something.
He told you already.
Divorce great.
But it's greater than monetary value.
No, but I can still have a relationship with a woman absent
marriage. Is a business.
But there's no full commitment in that.
Marriage is a business. The same way women fear getting married to men who have no money to provide, it's the same way men fear getting married to women who are going to divorce them and take their money. So he's talking about men are scared of losing money. They shouldn't be scared of losing money. Then in the same breath, he should tell women you shouldn't be scared of getting married to broke men. But he's never going to say that. Why is it that men's concerns are not an issue, but women's concerns are not a very big issue? So if women don't want men to be scared of losing half in divorce, then women shouldn't be scared of marrying broke men. But are they going to do that? No.
There's nothing.
That's all right, this is my girlfriend.
I don't understand why is there not, like, from a secular marriage standpoint, what's the commitment anyway?
For marriage?
For a secular marriage.
I mean, for all marriages till death do us part.
Yeah, but
hail and well met. Lol Paladins donated $200.02. Maybe you should marry her so that she stops sucking D on camera, Brian. That's what a real Christian man would do.
Who?
What? Huh? Lol Paladins.
You paid way too much money for that.
Wait, Andrew, sorry, Andrew, you had something.
You get entered to win a race car.
Yeah, I'm just asking from a secular perspective. So this is non-religious. They don't have to take the same vows to death do your part. Why do they need to do that?
Exactly.
They don't have any type of religious commitment going on here whatsoever. The thing that makes the bond of religious marriage important is because you're doing it under God. So you're making a vow in a sacrament, right? It's a sacramental marriage. But if you're a secularist, you're not doing any of that.
So you don't make vows in a secular.
Yeah, you still make vows.
You still make vows in a secular relationship.
Any of those vows. Why would you need to?
I've never seen a marriage where you don't make vows.
That doesn't mean that you can't have.
But it doesn't even matter. People still make vows and still break them, so it doesn't matter. If it would be different if the laws change today and they say, hey, listen, in case of divorce, nobody takes anything. You take what you came with, that's it. Divorce rates would go down today. And women wouldn't want to get married anymore. If they said no more spousal support, no more alimony, no more taking the man's assets, women wouldn't want to get married anymore because there's no incentive, there's no reason for them to get married. The only reason most of them get married, and the only reason they choose stable men to get married to, because they know at the end of the day, if they want to walk away, they can go away with something from him. That's why when a woman is in a relationship with a man for a long time and he doesn't propose and she thinks she's a stable man, she has an issue with it. She's asking him, why don't you want to marry me? Why don't you get on one knee? Even her friends are pressuring her. Why doesn't your man get on one knee to marry you? Why is he afraid? The reason that have you ever seen any woman complaining because she's in a relationship with a bad boy and he's not proposing to marry her? Have you ever seen any woman complaining because she's in a relationship with a guy who doesn't have a good job, doesn't make good money, and he's not proposing after 7 years? No, they only complain when they're dating and in a relationship with a man who has a stable career or maybe stable income or a stable job. That's the only time they complain. Why is he with me and he's not getting on one knee? He's not giving me a ring. Because they know if the man signs the contract, after some time they can always live with something. Anyway, shout out to you guys watching. Like the video, support your boy. Let's get into another video real quick. All right. Appreciate you guys for being here with me today. Let's get into it. Real quick. Let's go. Like the video so that other people can come join us. Appreciate you all for being here. I see Ganibo. Ganibo, is that your name? Ganibo, that's your name? Shout out to you, first person in the chat. Okay. All right, where are we going next? All right, here we go.
How do y'all even measure how many good women? There's no percentage on that.
No, you
y'all
said
are literally biased.
It's not. If you give somebody a chance to talk, they can explain to you. Because I asked you earlier, have you ever dated a man as a woman? Have you ever dated a woman as a man?
Dated a man as a woman?
But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is,
why don't that matter? But your scenario
because the steps that men have to take, the stuff that we have to hear, the stuff that we have to deal with, the stuff that we see. You ain't gotta be. I get it. People like to bring up stats to prove a point, but you can also go out into the world. No. Go out into the world and see.
And why so serious? Go off of what she said. That women don't need men. No, just say men. Women don't need men anymore. We don't need men. We don't need men to survive. Hold on. We don't need men to survive. And when they say, why do we need to marry you? Hey, you don't. So men need to say the same thing. Like, and if we said that, hold on. Why so serious? I'm trying to give you an example. Most men don't talk like that. Most men don't say we don't need women. We don't need women to survive.
Y'all need us.
And if she don't want to, hold on. And if she don't want to take care, if she don't want to be part of my life, she don't want to listen to me, then I'm moving on. Most men are catering and acquiescing to these women, Jazz. And women still, we're doing everything the woman is asking. So these men are nice, these men are kind, and these men are supportive as well too. So why do women still don't like those guys?
Y'all clearly not. If y'all are so great, why are these women leaving y'all?
Can someone else?
If y'all are so awesome and y'all doing everything right, every woman should be dying to keep you, but yet they're running away from you.
Because women were taught to never give a man anything. They were taught what to get from a man, for sure. They were taught what to expect from a man. That's why if you ever, majority of women you meet, they have standards men should meet, but they never have standards they're going to give that to that man. Have you ever heard of a woman praying to God to give them a good man? The answer is yes. So many women pray to God to give them a good man. So how many times do they pray to God to make them a good woman to that man? Zero. They only want the men to give them. That's why they can easily move on. If you don't give her what she wants, she just moves on to the next man, even if she has nothing to give a man.
Because men are too. I don't understand why men do this. Instead of listening, instead of paying attention to a woman's habits, her actions, and her track record, they go on what she say. Women say one thing, but they mean another. Since you like to talk studies, they did a study back then where it was like they had men and women they had sensors on their brain, they had sensors on their genitalia. They also had a button. They put them in a room and showed them different pictures and different videos. They monkey sex, gay sex, bestiality, straight up girl on girl, heterosexual. They told the men, you can look this up. They told the men, press the button to say what you really are attracted to. The men, they told the women the same thing. What do you think? I'm gonna tell you what it was. The women basically, they said the women all chose politically correct answers. Heterosexual sex, I might indulge in by curiosity, and gay sex or lesbianism. But what really happened was it was all over the place. They was in the monkey sex, they was in the gay sex, they was everywhere. When they asked the man what you interested in, it was straight and narrow. If the man was gay, he liked gay sex. If the man was straight, he didn't stray away from none of that. So I use that to say women say one thing, but they don't know what they want because y'all are emotional in a sense. If it makes you feel good in that moment, you're gonna like it. That's why dude said earlier, what you do to get the woman is what you're gonna do to lose her. Because if you listen to what she say, you're not gonna go nowhere. You got to go off her actions. I say I pay attention to a woman's track record. If the last 5 of you can't tell me you want a good man, and the last 5 of your men you gave your value to was trash, then it's something about you that attract trash men, or you are a trash woman yourself.
I agree. And I've said that so many times. Anytime you meet a woman and she's saying she wants a good man, majority of these women have met good men. I'm going to be honest. Now, to be fair, some men have met good women as well. So I'm not just going to put it on the women. But the reason I'm focusing more on the woman, I guess because I'm a man, but number two, the reason I'm focusing more on women because women get approached so much. As a man, if I was being approached by women from the time I was 18, and I'm always being approached by all different women, big, small, beautiful, spade, petites, small, tiny, 10s, 8s, 7s. I don't know. I don't care. Rich, poor, tall, short. If I was approached by all kinds of women, it would be my fault if I reached age 35 and I'm single. That would be completely my fault. Because at some point, there's a woman who came my way, and I refused to date her because she didn't make 6 figures, because she wasn't tall enough, because I don't know, she was going to tell me not to dress promiscuously. She was going to tell me not to hang out with my single friends. At some point, these women met a good man, but they didn't want to date him because he was, I don't know, a plumber. He didn't have a college degree. So I believe every woman, at least age 30, has met a good man. If she didn't keep him, clearly that's her issue. That's her fault.
I'm not finna listen to what a woman says.
But why so serious? Why so serious? If you being honest, right, in the conversation, when the last time a woman took fault for a relationship ending?
It's always the man's fault. I allow him to get over on me. I allow him to do this.
Let him go. Why so serious? Let him go.
Later, I'm telling y'all, later, right? So, if every dude she dealt with was trash, what is that saying?
She's trash.
She trash.
Right? But somebody gonna come clean that up, right? Somebody gonna come clean that up, right?
She's gonna want somebody. Yep.
Clean up crew. Clean up woman.
That's what I'm telling y'all. It's a trick bag. What y'all listen to what I'm saying. The only way to win is to not fuck with them. That's what they're saying.
Yep.
That's what they're saying.
Before she even got here, you're absolutely right.
I don't care what she tried to rebuttal after. She just said that I'm a woman that men don't want. I'm going to be.
No. I got me one. I'm definitely that girl. But
hold on, Jazz. Let Uncle Ricky
be quiet. You can't even be quiet and let somebody finish, even though I sit and let
you can rebuttal. No, Jazz, you can rebuttal.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
I know I'm so unruly.
It's never them. It's never nobody on the panel. So right? Ain't no dudes ain't never hit no stinky coochie. It's never y'all.
It's
never y'all.
What's your point?
the point is that black people, especially us in these spaces, right? Y'all try to act like y'all exempt for really go on out in the world, right? You sit up there and you say you this good woman, but you can't even shut up and let nobody finish.
Cause fuck y'all. No, I'm just playing.
Exactly.
But imagine a woman was making a point and a man said, fuck y'all. Do you see the double standards? Like she can say fuck y'all and claim it's a joke. But imagine a woman was making a point and a man just randomly said, fuck y'all, it's a joke. They would say you hate women. But she can say that and then claim, oh, it's a joke.
Exactly.
I'm just playing.
No. Listen, look.
Let him land, Dad. Just let him land.
See what I'm saying? Look,
I was really joking though.
Even though you know you being rude and interrupted, it don't matter because I can sit and extend you the same grace and respect, but it don't extend to me because you.
No, if I cut you off, Rick, that was my bad. My fault.
You've been cutting everybody off.
I know I'm so impulsive and crazy and just so unruly. I just need a man to tell me how to get my life together.
But you ain't gonna listen, so it don't matter.
You already got one.
I do, but no, this is what I was trying to say. If you don't want an independent woman and you want a woman totally relying on you, then go find her. That's all I'm saying. And if the majority of women are saying that let's say this, if majority of women are saying they don't need men for their livelihoods anymore, right? If they don't need them to survive, and we just want these things, and you want those women, then just have those things. Now, if you don't want those women and you want a woman that's a little less, that's a little less ambitious, that lives to serve a man, then go and find that. And also make sure you are what she wants as well, so she has no reason to leave you. And according to all the men in all the world, y'all are perfect.
What do you mean make sure you're everything that she wants so she doesn't leave you? Like as if women don't leave men every day for giving them everything that they need. They literally leave men every day because they are good men. They literally leave men because they are good men are boring. Oh my, I hate when people make points, but they don't look at the big picture. Also, Miss Miriam, she actually has a man. She does have a man. And in fact, as you can see, I was part of this stream and her man came up here and they were kissing in the background. So she does have a man. Contrary to popular belief, just because she's a feminist doesn't mean she doesn't get men. Just because she hates men doesn't mean she doesn't attract men. The same way these, 304s attract men, the same way single moms attract men, the same way women who hate men attract men, feminists also attract men. For some reason, men are attracted to who they are attracted to. I could literally, and that's where I guess female friendships are good, because if a woman is attracted to a man, her friends can literally tell her, leave that man alone, is no good for you. And she will leave him, even if he's a good man, but usually if he's a bad man, she will listen. But as a man, I may tell my homeboy, the feminist, she's no good for you. And the man, it doesn't matter. They still attract men. Shout out to Miss Mariam. She's in the chat. Shout out to everybody watching. Shout out to every ninja watcher watching in the background, being quiet, not saying nothing in the chat. I see y'all. Anyway, let's go to the next video. That's jazz for you. I just wanted to complete that from yesterday. Let's go here. And then all right, let's go to the next video real quick. Did you guys get in any snow? Because in the East Coast, we were hammered by snow. I actually have to go out there after the live stream and start doing some shoveling. I don't have an independent woman who could have helped me shovel, so I got to do it myself. Any independent women in the chat who want to come help me shovel my car out of the snow, man? It's all covered. Any independent women who want to help me? I need an independent, strong woman to come help me out. Okay, let's go.
A little bit more spicy. We're gonna ratchet up the spice.
just a little bit more. So we're going to turn up the volume a little bit. I'm going to start with the women though, and then I'm going to come with the guys. I'm going to get the guys a little bit of time to back to them.
A lustful man will always do what lustful men do. They will flatter you, they will chase you, they will say what they need to say in order to get to mirror your needs. They will make you feel special, they will act obsessed with you. Not because they don't mistake obsession for care, don't mistake attention for love. Lust dresses up as love all the time. It flatters, it rushes, it demands, but it never truly stays. You will feel it in the way he rushes physical intimacy. You will feel it in the lack of emotional connection. You will feel it in the shallowness of your conversations. Does he bother to get to know you as a person, your dreams, goals, aspirations, your dog's name? He doesn't care how your day was. He just wants to know if you're going to come over later. How does he act when you set boundaries, when you say, no, not yet, not tonight, I'm not ready, I don't want to? Check his following. Yes, it matters. No, I'm not here to argue with you. If it looks like girls gone wild in that bitch. Protect yourself. A man that only lusts for your body could never hold space for your heart. I love you.
I think that most men are gay. Those men that are so lustful for women and they jump from woman to woman and they talk so bad about women, them men gotta be gay. You can't convince me they're not. You ever met a man that always have negative things to say about women, or they post on social media all day talking bad about women? It's like, how can you always have something bad to say about women if that's what you like? You clearly like a man, and that's why you always have bad stuff to say about women, right?
Is she going to say the same thing about women? Because very few men actually say they hate women. They just try to hold them accountable for how they treat them. But we have women who literally hate men on TikTok. Does she say the same thing, or does she call it empowerment? The double standards.
Just think about it. Men will get a woman, and a good woman, and will dog her out.
What's a good woman?
Or they will go from woman to woman and do bad things to these women. Like when it comes to a woman. So the draw is that you have to be gay. It's no way you love a woman.
Speaking specifically, and you know how much
I have often, if a man says something they don't like, even if a man just has standards. So for example, if a black man says, I don't like a single mom, I don't like a woman who won't cook for me, or you're gay, or you're sassy, you want princess treatment, when all he did was state simple standards that he expects from a woman. All he did was state simple preferences. They call him gay.
Like if you never talk good about a woman, you've never had a good relationship with a woman, you avoid women. I mean, it's suspect to me. You don't like us.
What about lustful?
What about lustful men?
What are your thoughts about overly lustful men? The subject of overly lustful.
Well, I mean, I can agree with that a little bit, because a lot of times men will what we call love bomb. They will love bomb you, make you feel like you're great and you're the thing they think about all day long, and then 6 months later they're gone. It just, I think there's a huge difference between lust and love, though, for sure. As far as definition is concerned, I think a lot of men are lustful over women. I definitely agree with that. I don't think that there's a whole lot of real true love out there. In general, I think it could probably be both ways, men and women.
Thank you.
I do.
She said it. I was about to say it, but I'm glad she said it. It's on both ends. I agree.
I think that women tend to actually love the men we're with more often than men when it comes to their women. I mean, because I can agree that I don't agree with cheating. I think that this is 2026. We're not. Let's not talk about. We know what year it is. And what people do. We live in America, and then we are, we don't necessarily do that kind of stuff here. So I'm not a fan of cheating. I don't think that there's ever any excuse at this stage in the game. So, but a man who is lustful, I think a man that's lustful will cheat on you because he's lusting after you. He's not getting everything that he needs from you if it's just lust. So he's gonna go somewhere else and get it. So lustful men, I think lustful men are lustful all the time with everybody. Love is different than lust.
Jess, Carmen, Tamara.
I mean, I will agree, especially because we live in the times of overly sexualized media and movies. So I could see how the overly lustful thing could be an issue for both men and women, because the way women dress and the women are lustful, the songs, the music videos, the rappers, we see it, the movies, sex is promoted. So I understand.
I agree with the first lady and what she said about lust and how, you know, some men are very lustful, and basically to be weary of those types of men. I agree with the first lady for sure.
I think a lustful man is a weak man, in my opinion. A lustful man is a weak man because they don't exercise any type of weakness, any type of discipline. They don't exercise it. And we talked about a lot in this panel about, you know, the Bible and King David and Samson or whatever. But I mean, don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure King David was tempted. Didn't he sleep with Bathsheba? Was that the name? Bathsheba was tempted. She was a married woman and sent out, and he killed out her husband or whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And Samson was also tempted by
Delilah.
Yes. Samson was, oh, thank you. Samson was also tempted by Delilah. Those are weak men, in my opinion. So yes, and lustfulness.
You're speaking about them 10,000 years later. So I mean,
these men that y'all lustfulness is a 7 deadly sins. Lustfulness led to the destruction.
Carmen, are they weak men, or are they just men who need Jesus? Because at the end of the day, we know that men, like we said earlier, they have more urges than we do. They are, you know, they've got to get the dog out, right? So it's like, is that fair to call David and King Solomon weak? Like, I think that's a very strong word when.
Yes,
they would be
weak
too.
Because even if you do have that urges, I don't disagree. Men do have urges, but it's the way that you control your urges is what makes you a great man and great king, because their weakness to fall for these lustful, to fall for their sin, not the women. I'm not criminalizing the women that they fell for, but just the lustfulness, the give in of the sin itself made them weak, because ultimately it led to their downfall. No. You're talking about a man who can't control their urges, then what is that? Then that
I agree with Carmen, man. I think one of the biggest strengths a man can have, and CGA has said this before, for those of you know CGA, one of a man's greatest strengths is to be able to control his sexual desires. So let's say you're a man who's really attracted to women with big bums, but she throws herself at you, because it's one thing, okay, you're attracted to a woman with big bums, but the hassle of approaching, then dating, and then that takes a lot. So some men don't do it. But when you get a chance where a woman, the type of woman you want, has power to control your sexual urges and not try to, you know, especially a powerful thing any man can possess. Few men can get it, but you can definitely learn it.
Makes no difference in us and animals. Like, we can't control our urges. I'm not saying that we don't have urges, men and women, but it's what you choose. So you're gonna act on every single urge that you get every single day.
I just think that's a strong. I think that's a strong phrase to say that they're weak men, many weak moments. But to says, keep in mind, these men were, and so I think it's very important not to like. And we know that stress is made for, and so I think we really need to be careful about how we speak about men, even when it comes to if they're still alive or not. It's just a respect thing. I get what you're trying to get at, but it's the words that matter.
They're gonna.
So what word would you use, Clara? I don't think there is a difference. I think that you are weak because
it was a moment of weakness.
It was a moment. It doesn't matter if it's a moment of weakness. You still chose to give.
And let the women talk first.
A moment of weakness when Eve.
Hold on. I want to get.
Matter?
I want to get Carmaya. I want to get Carmaya in here.
Oh yeah.
And Jess, and then the guys can jump in, and we can get it in.
Well, just to respond back to what Carmen was speaking about, the Bible says that a righteous man falls 7 times and gets back up. So there's always been grace in the Bible for men and women. The problem that we're having is that women don't want to give grace
to men,
where grace should be appointed or gifted to the men. But want all the grace in the world whenever it comes to what they have going on and how they respond to things and how they react and how they fall. But as far as what I agree with the first video, how she was talking about lustful men. We want to make sure we stay away from the lustful men. That's normally the ones that they're always talking about, that's always cheating and doing all of this and lying or whatever, is the lustful men. You learn how to pick and choose them the right way. You don't have to worry about being, being in those situations where you're going to cause yourself pain. A lot of these are our own choices, and a lot of times women are just naive and not paying attention to the signs that's there in front of their faces, because they think that they can fix the man. They can do this, they can do that. Oh, I'll love him to death, and he'll change for me. I'm different. For whatever reason, it's always in their mind. But as far as the men tend to, majority men being homosexual or whatever, the second video, I disagree with that. I just think that a lot of things are nuanced, and I believe that women don't really have it all together mentally, like when it comes to how they're trying to say, oh, this person is homosexual, but you can't tell the difference between a man that's going to cheat on you. That doesn't make any sense.
Also, they claim to have gay best friends. You guys notice that women, black women especially, claim to have gay best friends and how they don't hate gay men. But the moment a black man says something they don't like, what's the first thing they call him? Oh, you're sassy. You must gay. You must be down low. You must like men. You hate women. That's the first thing they jump to. You're gay.
You know what I mean? Don't you think that these lustful men tend to go gay because they're over sexualized? A woman can no longer, satisfy them because they're so filled with this sin and lust. And
that doesn't make them gay.
The monkey on their back. The monkey on their back is lust. And they're so over sexualized that, maybe they might go. A woman can no longer serve their needs, so they go to a man.
Did they tell you that?
Experience, and they're never going to be fulfilled.
I believe that men can be lustful to a certain extent before it crosses over into hypersexual. Hypersexual is a whole nother level of lust. There's always going to be
hypersexualized, and women too. Women tend to go the other way too, not just men.
Right. It's always going to be lustful desires. It's not just men. Women are very lustful as well, and they're very alluring and seductive, and they know how to get what they want. Men, it's not just the men thing. Is what I'm trying to say. It's like this is just a world that we live in type of thing. Like everybody is. You can fall into that category very quick.
Right, and I think
shout out to Kamaya, and guess what? She's married. I'm not surprised that she can say something positive about men. I mean, I'm surprised, Carmen. Well, she tried to be balanced because she's married too. I think there are only 2 married women on the panel. Tamara is new. I'm not familiar with Tamara, but I know just the feminist. But Carmen and Kamaya usually do speak up for men.
I think that it's important to remember that lust is not only sexual. Like you can lust after things of this world. And that's why it's very important to fast and pray. That's why Jesus did that in the Bible, is because there's so much in this world that is trying to pull us away from God. So I think that's important to remember. And that's why I think the young lady was right earlier who mentioned something about grace. We all sin and fall short of the glory of God. And so that's why we have to be dedicated to building each other up, not tearing each other down. Because at the end of the day, the world is tearing people down enough. Men hear all this stuff out in the world enough. Are we going to be the women who lift them up, or are we going to be the women who tear them down? It's as simple as that.
Correct.
I mean, that sounds good, Tamara, and I absolutely and 100% agree with you. We should, lift each other up. But unfortunately, before you even lift a man up, other women are going to call you a pick-me. Now, they may not say it on this panel. I mean, probably Mimi is going to say it. You see Mimi's face, because Tamara was just talking. You see Mimi's face? Mimi disagrees. And I can guarantee you when Jess gets her turn to talk, she's going to disagree with Tamara. She's going to disagree with Kamaya. First of all, Jess and Kamaya are always going back and forth, but she's going to disagree. She's just going to go with the whole gay thing. I haven't watched the whole thing, but I can bet $20 for anyone watching right now. I can bet you $20. Jess is going to call men gay. Let's watch.
And we're complaining so much about how the world is right now, how we're viewing everything out there. And a lot of this has to do with that disdain and that resentment that women are holding against men whenever it takes two parties. It's not just the men, they're just so lustful. They're this, that, and the third. They're gay, they're that. It's literally like, what is causing them? What is pushing them over the edge? What is pushing them more towards a different aspect instead of bringing them in? Maybe it's the resentment. Maybe it's the grief and all the pain that people want to hold on to instead of just being like, look, let's figure this shit out together as men and women in groups, instead of it just being like, oh, that's just your problem and I'm gonna just figure it out over here. And then next thing you know, you getting smacked up and cheated on, and now you're complaining about a completely different thing, and you were dealing with way less.
I agree, but at some point, grace has to stop, though. At what point does grace stop? Oh.
I want to get Jess in here real quick. Go ahead, Jess, get your thoughts, and then y'all can.
Here we go.
You guys can jump in and.
Get ready.
I won't keep it too long. I'll keep my team brief. But as it relates to the second video, I think Shorty was diabolical just because
I was wrong.
Men drag women through the mud all day, every day. I don't necessarily think that's synonymous with him being gay. I don't.
Damn, just let me down. Shit. I'm surprised because she's a feminist. I definitely expected her to call men gay because that's what they do. The moment a man says what they don't like, they call a man gay. I'm surprised. Let's see. You never know. She may come back around.
As it relates to the first video, she made a great point, especially as it relates to love bombing. I think it's an unfortunate thing that a lot of women deal with this, especially attractive women, is that sometimes you're inexperienced to be had. And it can be hard to decipher who's truly genuine and who's disingenuous because they see this being and they want to experience it, but not necessarily get to know you for real or are truly invested in getting to know who you are. And I'm not a man, but I have heard a lot of men say when they get involved with a woman, most of the time they're not necessarily seeking a relationship. It just kind of slaps them in the face. So already going into that situation, like it's kind of hard maneuvering in that space because you already know what the man wants. So it's kind of hard to determine if he truly wants something serious unless he says that. But even if he says that, it can still be malarkey if he's just trying to just bone you. And I have noticed that a lot of men just want to experience women just to say that they had them, especially attractive women.
Mm-hmm. I think as far as what you're saying,
I gotta give Grace some. I gotta give Jess some grace. I know, no pun intended. She didn't say nothing negative. I'm surprised. I'm surprised as much as you guys. So I'll give her credit where credit is due. I'm surprised. This is the first time for my entire time of reacting to Jess.
Jess, I can see your point as far as like a lot of times. I mean, you know, men have to be in that right mindset to want to find a wife, you know, and if they don't want to find a wife at that point in their life, then they're going to do what they're going to do. And it's going to be up to women to say yes or no. And I think also like women have to remember or know what they want out of a man so that they can be able to decipher if that man is giving them what they want or what they don't want. So I always tell women, look at Psalms 23. and then insert the man's name where you see it says he, the pronoun he. Does he lead you beside still waters? Does he restore your soul? Does he lead you on the path of righteousness for his name's sake? And the reason why I say that is because we know from what the Bible tells us that marriage should resemble Christ's relationship with the church. Christ died for the church. But a lot of times in this culture that we're living in, people are trying to figure things out by themselves instead of sticking to what works. We know that God's word does not lie. It has not come back void, but people have to choose to trust in God. If you trust in God with your heart and you give him your life,
I like her.
You will see that he puts you on the right path. You don't have to figure out this life by yourself. You don't have to figure out which way you're going to go. And that's the thing, is we can talk about opinions all day, but at the end of the day, the Bible is true. That is the book of life. That is where you should be getting your advice. That should be where you're getting your guidance from ultimately.
Tamira, not everyone.
I'll give her, I mean, I like her. This is the first time I think somebody has been on a panel and everything they're saying, they're relating it to the Bible. Now, I know you guys have heard me say that these women try to use God whenever it benefits them. They use the Bible whenever it benefits them. But for the first time, it sounds genuine from this woman. Maybe because it's the first time I'm seeing her on the panel. You never know, she may be a comedian. I'm just saying. So I'll give a benefit of a doubt. It sounds genuine with the way every point she's relating it to God. So shout out to her.
Granted, I agree with you. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. But I also have to say, not everybody does. So that sometimes the advice that is giving or some of the things that you all are saying is not going to be applicable to people who don't believe in God. So while I agree, we need to have more practical ways that people can receive the information, because not everybody believes in God. And then also too, back to my other point, yes, women should vet men, but also too, a lot of times, a lot of men coerce women.
How?
And they sell you a good game.
How?
But like I said, at the end of the day, it's just an experience to be had. So it can be hard to decipher who's truly genuine and who's just trying to say they had you.
And I hear,
how do men coerce women when women have degrees, they're smarter than men, they have a bunch of businesses, they make their own money, they are strong, they're independent, women's intuition, a bunch of accolades, and then a dumb, broke, dusty man coerces you? How, Sway? How does that happen? I disagree. There's no one who can convince me that Jess, with all her degrees and masters and money and businesses and independence and strength, a man can coerce her using game and lie to her and make her fall in love. No way, no way. How, Jose? Hell no. Anyway, I know I'm trying to be funny, but it's the truth. There is no way. You can't claim to be independent and strong and smart with degrees and then at the same time say these men are coercing me. They're selling me a bunch of lies and making me fall in love. Like, no way. Those two can happen. Anyway, shout out to Anton Daniels. Shout out to you guys watching. So let's get to the next video real quick. Lawless, you're right. They love the game. They like, the manipulation and, just being in the streets. But then if it doesn't work out for them, they claim they were coerced, the way Jess was trying to say. And I disagree, completely disagree. Black Me, who's the grifter? Black Me, what are you talking about? This dude is the biggest grifter. Black Me, what are you talking about? I just want to make sure I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm confused. Who's the grifter? How? I don't think I've seen you in this chat before. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's go to the next video. I mean, but shout out to you for being here. I don't know what you're talking about, but shout out to you for watching. Okay, so he's saying he's African and his community does not experience what we experience on the same level with their women. I'm talking about relationships. And I don't know if you know, but right now I'm not in Africa. I can talk about whatever is happening where I live. Okay. And I don't know if you knew or if you got the memo, but African women are not any better. Okay. So I'll tell you one thing, right? I don't like when people bring African these. You've never heard me talk about black when it comes to just segregating people. I just talk about relationships between from the standpoint of men and women. That's one thing. So I think you're new to my channel. That's one thing. Secondly, you haven't heard me talk about politics because you're trying to politicize my show. That's number two. Number three, you can make your own channel and talk about African relationships if you want, right? I'm talking about relationships here because I live here now. Once I go to Africa, I can talk about those relationships too. Matter of fact, I can talk about relationships in China if I wanted to, and I don't live there. I've made a video about the Chinese people signing a divorce law that there's no more splitting assets after divorce. What am I trying to say? I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. This is my channel. You're free to create a channel and talk about whatever you want to talk about. Now, I don't mind haters, but I just wanted to let you know that I don't care what you have to say. If you really want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, if I'm profiting and you think I'm making so much money from making YouTube videos, don't let me profit alone. Make a channel and profit too. I don't mind you being a hater, but sometimes we got to put haters in their place. If you really think I'm profiting too much and making millions of dollars and you're jealous because I'm making millions of dollars, how about you start a channel and you do the same thing as well? How about that? But you're not going to come here and tell me what I can talk about and what I can't talk about. I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about, whether it's African, whether it's Chinese, whether it's American, whether it's Latina. I just talk about Cardi B just yesterday. Like, I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. Okay, I don't care. This is YouTube. YouTube is not just for Americans. YouTube can be anywhere in the world and you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Okay, so, and for that, all right, I'll bid you a good night. No bad energy in my chat, okay? All right, let's go to the next video. All right, just 1 second. All right, let's go to this might be risky.
Oh, are you saying what was your question from your answer?
Oh, as far as fault and choosing. So
yeah, you said what was the answer?
When you said something along the lines of women giving it up too easy, not getting to know a guy, whoopie, whoopie, whoop. And I said whether you give it up on the first night or 90 days later, listening to Steve Harvey, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't get to, that man will put on a face until he gets what he wants. So sometimes you don't initially know who that person is until later on down the line. So my question to you and the guys is, what do you guys recommend a woman do so that she's not wasting her value and giving it up too easy and choosing the wrong guys? Like, how long does it take you to know a man?
Yeah, you got to vet better. And you trying to vet a man, you don't know enough about men to vet.
You gotta use other men.
You need another man to help you vet that man.
Fathers,
there's questions in a conversation that I'll have a man with a man, the same conversation you'll have, but I'll get different answers, and I'll be able to discern it differently, best because I'm experienced and I'm a man. Also, motherfuckers is aiming too high. A nigga will have sex with you all day, but he ain't never gonna marry you because you ain't pretty enough for him. And so what we need to do is find people that kind of match. Right, so they see you how they supposed to see you,
but they don't want average men. So I don't think that's gonna work. Average women think they're better than average men. That's not gonna work for her.
You getting a nigga because you got good cheeks and you got good head. So he's 6'5". He playing in the NBA. He gonna keep fucking you to the cows go home, but he ain't gonna marry you. But y'all think because you keep sucking him off, he is. No, find a nigga that match you. All y'all niggas is average. Period. All y'all.
that shit. You gonna stop saying
No,
that
seriously.
shit. Ooh.
See, everybody on screen, 99% of the chat is average.
See what I told you? And I'm literally watching this in real time. I haven't watched the whole show. But what did I tell you? The moment he said you guys are average, look at their responses, look at their reaction. Average women don't like average men. And most importantly, average women don't believe they're average.
To who?
Know me.
No, the question is
See?
to who? To you or to who?
Who the fuck is you talking to?
See?
I don't.
She thinks she's not average.
You don't know
accent.
me. Fuck out of here.
See?
How do I, what do you mean? What do I need to know?
Me, I don't give a fuck whose show this is. None of that shit, Dana. You got me fucked up. Who the fuck you put me on the show with?
See?
No,
Everybody.
for real. I don't do no disrespect. No,
See?
fuck that. Peace. You can kiss my motherfucking ass, Papa. I'm an average nigga. You motherfucking average with gold lights in your background, bitch. Who the fuck is you talking to?
Wow.
No,
Everybody.
for real. I don't do no disrespect. No, fuck that. Peace.
See?
You can kiss my motherfucking ass, Papa. I'm an average nigga. You motherfucking average with gold lights in your background, bitch. Who the fuck is you talking to? No,
Everybody.
for real. I don't do no disrespect. No, fuck that. Peace. You can kiss my motherfucking ass, Papa. I'm an average nigga. You motherfucking average with gold lights in your background, bitch. Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah, so everybody's average.
See what I told you? Now, how are you going to tell that type of woman to be with an average man? Because she believes she's not average. Average women don't want average men. Whether it's average income, whether it's average looks, she wants a man like Chris Brown.
Point blank, period. The majority of people
know men are average every single day.
And it's okay to be average, right?
Exactly.
Because that's the majority of the world. People think average is an insult because they never had a real conversation before.
Exactly.
Right? And you see the results. Why is being average so offensive?
Good football.
I just asked to who, right? Because, like, to who?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so when I hear that, right? And throughout my life, I've been around all facets and salaries of men, right? And all looks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. To me, when I hear stuff like this, it only comes from a certain type of or group of guys. And it's like, why does what you think about me matter if I'm not even thinking about you, right? So if you're out here dating and you're getting, right, because they say, oh, women think they all that, you just average, but your head is so big.
Yeah, you just
it's because in real life, the men that are attracted to said woman or that like said woman, they probably get approached a lot. Whereas
you being approached but no ring and not getting married should tell you something. Just because you're being approached doesn't mean you're above average.
As when you're on a public platform or you're online, because I hear this a lot online, I don't, like Dana said, you don't hear these kind of conversations in real life. So it's kind of like,
but that's it doesn't. You're not hearing things in real life, right? But what do our results show?
Exactly.
Right. So not saying you specifically, but women are single. The amount of women that are single is on the rise, right? So we got to assess why that is. So if we
say it's more women than men.
Doesn't matter.
But the amount of single women is on the rise because black men are divesting from black women.
Not even that. Black men are dying at rapid numbers.
I don't know about that.
With us still living and continuing on our lives, and men are, black. If we're talking about culture and ethnicity and stuff like that, it's deeper than that. But back to the topic at hand, I don't think it's anything wrong with people saying, "Hey, I'm average. Let me find somebody on my level," right? But when men just say that to women in general, it's like, but why should I, people get offended because they're like, I'm not even looking at you. I'm not even thinking, why would I care about what you think I look like? I'm not even trying to date you. And not you specifically, but even men on online platforms. It's like when I in real life, the shit that I pull.
All right. Ratchet, you.
She just said in real life the shit that I pull. And that goes back to what DJ Hamp said. Okay, you're pulling, but what are the results? If you're getting approached by above average men and approached so much, how come you're still single? How come you don't have a husband? Because I would think if you're already getting approached by the types of men you want, you would be settled. Because as human beings, we all want people who want us, and we want people who are good looking, people who are with nice character, people with, well put together. But if you're not attracting that type of person, that should say something about you, both men and women. As a man, if I'm not attracting the type of person I want, I have to look in the mirror. Yeah, do women have crazy standards? Okay, sure. But what am I doing on my part as a man to attract better women?
You're going on. So here's the thing.
That's why people get offended. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, being average is not offensive because the majority of the world is average. The problem is nobody never told y'all.
Exactly.
And you think because you're getting dick that you're not average. And I'm not saying you, but that's what happens to women. Because no, yeah, you got a boyfriend or something, right?
Yeah, I'm secure.
Yeah. Shout out to that nigga. So what happens is you can post a picture half nude and you get 1,000 likes. You think that people see you as that, and that's not the case, right?
I agree.
Because I said all y'all niggas is average. Everybody on camera is average. 99% of the chat is average, right? But internally, it'll bother you if you think it might be true.
Facts.
Like it gets on Dana's nerves when I say that, but she looks at herself as above that. So she just be like, nigga, shut up. Right? But if you think it might be true, that shit hitting a little different.
And if nobody has ever told you you're average and you don't have the results to show you're above average, then it's true.
Go ahead, somebody want to go?
Yeah, no, I was shocked the first time I heard it, but I was like, I mean, yeah. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you. No, I'm take because he didn't say average the first time, second time, or third time. He was like, all y'all niggas. He didn't say average. He said y'all are like between 3s and 6s. That was a different way of saying y'all are average. That's not the same fucking conversation. That's not fucking. That's not the fucking.
Yeah, the first time
I ain't no motherfucker. No, he didn't say that. He said it.
It's the same thing. It's just that women don't like to. They can call men dusties. They can call men are below my standards, and I'm never gonna settle. I need a man who matches my level. That's the line women like to use, right? I need a man who's on my level, who matches me. But then when you try to look at exactly what they mean by who matches me, they're making $40,000, maybe $50,000 with $50,000 in student loan debt, because they never count that. I don't know if you guys know, a woman could literally make 6 figures, and I'm talking about maybe 100,000 or more, but she has $100,000 in student loan debt, and she thinks that's a good thing. She thinks, oh, she has hit the jackpot, but you still have student loan debt. So a man who's making 50,000 with no debt is probably doing better than you, because you probably have a car note on top of that. You have insurance, you have some credit card debt. You also overspend, you're always checking trips and more debt, but you still make 6 figures. But the man making 60,000, making 50,000 is living a better life than you, not under pressure. If both of you lost your job for 6 months, the man making 50K is going to be okay because the other doesn't have any student loan debt, but you do. So women don't like average men, unfortunately. Will they ever learn? I don't know, but that's the world we live in right now. Anyway, shout out to you people watching. Shout out to Mike, Larry. You're right. That's the way they describe themselves, and they think they're better than the average person. But most of the world is average people. Very few people are above average, and then very few people are really in the top 1%. So it is what it is, but the ladies just don't like the truth, right? Anyway, let's go to the next video. Guys, like the video. I did that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go to this crazy interview. Hold on. Hold on. All right, let's go to the next video. Guys, like that video as we continue to cook out here. Thank you for being here with me. Let's get to Lapif.
Who wrote this? I'm busy. An excuse or a pattern?
Both. Because it can be a pattern. You know, somebody always tells you that, which should let you know they definitely not feeling you. And it can also be an excuse when you know, like, you see me to call you, you see me, I text you. It don't take, I think anybody saying that these days, unless they like got some crazy job, it's just lying because everybody got their phone on them or in their person. Like, it don't take but a second to say, hey, I got your message, but I'm a little busy, let me hit you back. But just to ignore somebody, like, you're not that busy. It don't take but a second. So I think both of them, it's an excuse and a pattern.
Okay.
It can only be a pattern if there's a pattern of saying I'm busy.
Look at what type of women want. If like women want a who just sit at the house all day, can be up under them, text them all day, also make $1 million and be in shape and run 10 businesses and be respected and give her 36 inches of on demand. Like, what in the
He know what we want. He know what we want.
I've been on enough panels with y'all. Y'all say the same shit. There's like a 10% deviation, but yeah.
Shit, I heard today that $25 an hour ain't no money. It's broke.
Depends on what part of the country you at.
Fuck all that.
Just 25 hours, like what, 50 grand?
52,000 a year.
They make 26. They make 26 an hour at In and Out, bro. So yeah, 25 an hour.
That's not
LA is not nothing.
Ain't nobody making no damn 26 an hour and no goddamn In and Out unless you in Cali.
California's different.
I'm in California.
Yeah, California.
That's
different.
Yeah.
Can't make 25.
But rent is like 12,000. So
yeah, I can't talk about the income. That I'll stay out of those conversations for a multitude of reasons. But I will say that $25 an hour is not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money, but it also ain't broke either.
It
ain't broke.
All right, Sweeney. So this is what you do, right? This is how you piss me off sometimes. This is what happens. You know good and goddamn well what we're talking about, but then you still argue the other point and then you belabor it. You know good and goddamn well if you were making $25,000 right now, you would feel broke.
No.
Yeah. Given your lifestyle right now, if you took a pay cut and were only making $52,000 per annum, you would feel broke.
Man, that's that broke is relative bullshit. No, I'm talking about broke as an objective thing.
No, broke as an objective thing, because you don't have money to do shit. You barely can survive off $52,000 in almost 40 states. No. So unless you don't go to Alabama, Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Depends if you have student loans, if you have any type of debt. If you don't have any type of debt, crazy debt, you don't have a car note, you don't have student loans, you don't have credit card notes, you don't have kids, 52,000 could, make you survive in most cities, in my opinion. Obviously, you may have to get a roommate to find a place to live, but I'm just saying you may be okay.
One of them saying panhandle parts of Florida, 52,000 is not, you can't eat out but once a month. You get one number 2 from Whataburger a month off of $52,000 a year.
Supposed to be cooking.
$52K a year. If you said like shit, nah.
Nope. You're right.
It's not broke. I don't consider it broke.
If I had this conversation,
you're too rich for me though, Willie.
I'm gonna sound like an asshole, and I don't. Nope. Not on this topic. I don't want to sound like that. So that's you got it, G.
Like for you, I understand y'all rich niggas, man. The 52,000, y'all be like, man, y'all piss on money like that.
I don't want to get too much off topic though. We kind of slide.
For the average American now, 52. I know what broke look like, and it ain't no damn 52K a year.
And I work at UPS. I'm not rich.
Shannon, you had something on this one or no?
I wanted to answer the last one, but I guess we moved on to this one. If a guy says he's busy, it depends on what he's busy doing. If he's working, no, it's not.
All right. I had another question. This is for the men in particular. And then I would love for the ladies to respond or about the men's answers. All right. So for the men, what pattern makes you say she's not wife material, but I'll still keep you around?
I have to go last because I want to let everybody have a chance to respond to this.
Still keep you around, but you're not wife material?
Men do that all the time.
You might just be cool and you probably don't stress me out.
But you can't.
It's probably just you're around for leisure. Like you chill, we could do us, whatever, but I can't take you like on a serious level.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't dress well.
But that's why. She might have a lot of children.
Yeah.
She might dress in a way that's not becoming. You don't even feel like having that conversation about, she's not going to hold no accountability. So it's like, all right, I'm just going to have fun with you. Because I think accountability will take a girl to a woman. So I think when you have accountability, you can become a wife because you can take criticism, you can take constructive criticism, and you could give it. And you're willing to do some self-reflection and say, okay, if I want to get to the next level with this man, I might have to put this to the side or be open to putting something else to the side and vice versa. So I think that accountability could take you from just being in the friend zone or just a kick it buddy. Because if we just messing around, you can do what you want to do. You ain't my girl. You want to dress crazy, go ahead. You want to be on Instagram twerking, that's fine because I ain't wifing you no way. But I think when it comes to getting to the next level, it's the accountability factor that could prevent a woman from being just a kick it buddy to a wife, or at least be considered for a girl or wife.
If I'm gonna be honest, the main two reasons a man is gonna be with a woman and he doesn't find that wifey material, but he keeps her around. Number one is usually sex. He doesn't want to have to go out there and find another woman. She's good for the sex, so he will just keep her around. If she's not wifey material, the only other reason would be he doesn't have enough money yet to think he can walk into marriage. But the number one reason is always going to be the sex.
True.
Can you ask the question one more time, please?
Okay. What pattern would make you say she's not a wife, but I'll still keep her around?
If she's useless. If she just takes up space and she doesn't provide any real value, no addition of talent.
No, so what the question is, what would make you still keep her around?
What was making me still keep her around is probably just the level of attraction.
Yeah.
I mean, if she's not taken away from my life, then I can park her. Like if my trajectory not gonna be affected, she can chill. But to take her to a wife, she would have to be useful. If she's not useful, then she's gonna stay in that bracket.
What pattern would say that she's not a wife, but I'll keep her around? Outside of the typical fuck shit?
Whatever.
I'll have the fuck shit covered in my response, I promise.
I'm like, outside of the typical fuck shit, I'm trying to think of some shit. You'll be like, you know what? I'll keep this chick around, but I ain't marrying her.
It's just the sex. Like,
all right, Willie, do me a favor. List off the typical fuck shit real quick so I can just go ahead and eliminate that off the table.
She has strong ass knees. She has a magical throat. She lets you fuck her and her friend.
Yeah.
She doesn't require you to do anything other than fuck her. She's convenient. She's a utility. She's a Swiss Army knife of vaginas.
See, it's all about
all of those.
Damn, man, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I heard that question wrong. Okay, now that I understand the question.
From the context?
Yeah, you gave me the context. Now I understand the question. Oh, no, it's all about the fuck shit then. It would be literally the fuck shit, like you just said. Hell.
Yeah, because if you don't see her as a wife or she doesn't have wifey qualities, it's gonna be just about the sex. Because you guys know men will literally stay with a woman they don't like because that's who can give them sex for the meantime.
Just being a night fighter is enough to keep her around and don't wife her. Hey, look, when after the club closed and it's about that time and ain't nothing else come through, man, call that ugly bitch Sylvia up real quick. See what she.
Whoa! So wait, I just want to be clear that I did not include anybody ugly
That was crazy.
Can I ask a question? Because I didn't hear any, maybe, I misheard I didn't hear anybody explain the first part of that question that Trev asked. It says, what patterns would you see that would not make her a wife, but you would still keep her around? So y'all gave the answers of why y'all would keep her around. I'm curious to know what patterns are you seeing that wouldn't make her a wife? Because some of that to me sound like that would make some men think that that's a good wife if sex is a high priority on their relationship. So I'm just curious to know what
the patterns that we would have to see. She's bad with money.
She's not a wife.
Alone. A lot of women who are bad with money, they are good without their clothes on, so it's a wash. So we'll keep them around because they empty our nuts, but we don't want to wife them because then they empty our pockets. That's one. If she's just not consistent, if she's had 3 or 4 jobs, or if she's still going from job to job and doesn't have a career at the age range in which I date specifically, then she's not someone that I'm going to marry. If she's in certain career fields, nurse, flight attendant, lawyer, bottle service, or any type of hospitality, she's for fun. I'm not going to do anything commitment-wise based off how promiscuous those career fields tend to be.
If she has a kid or too many kids.
Well, I don't date one without kids, so you're on your own there, G. But I will
he has kids, so that makes sense.
Too many kids, or if she has bad kids, like if her kids are bad and like her baby daddy's stupid or whatever, or she has like bad kids and a small dog, I'm not marrying her, but I'll fuck her like you said, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And then the biggest thing is if she's a bad mother. That's the one thing that has had me cut off the most beautiful women that I've had access to, is seeing how they are with their kids. The fact that she's so readily available for me to fly her somewhere to meet me just so I can bend her over a hotel balcony. But she said, fuck little Deontay's football game that Saturday. She wants to come to Turks. Or she'll come to anything I ask her for on short notice, that I'm just not going to do that. And then the biggest one is when she doesn't have a relationship with her father. If she doesn't respect men. A lot of women love dick but don't respect the men they're attached to, or just don't respect men in general. So if I find out that woman doesn't have or like a respect for her own father, I'll never expect her to respect me.
That's a big one. I think that's a big one, and I think that's one thing most men forget to ask. And these days it's much more than the fact that she has a father in her life. It's the relationship with her father. How does she respect her father? How did she see the mom treat the father? Because sometimes just because the person comes from a 2-parent household doesn't mean the 2-parent household was a very positive one, because women disrespect their husbands all the time. So if the daughter was watching that, chances are the daughter picked up with the behaviors from the mom, and the daughter is going to treat her man or her husband the same way the mom was treating the father. So that's as men, you got to be careful. You got to ask these women the relationship with their father. And if anything, you can meet the father and ask him if they have a relationship, because the fathers will tell you, my daughter is an issue. My daughter is a good girl. So that's very key. But also he said he doesn't like a single mom who makes time for him. I thought that's what men want.
Hold on. One of them you did say though. I wanted to make sure that you that you nailed that one home. That one when you said that she's a bad mother, that wouldn't even fall in the category of the question, because you said you'll cut that chick off completely.
Yes, I see the pattern of it. Like there's certain things, right? So you see a sign like maybe her kids don't have no curfew, they run them up, they eat all fucking day. They don't say yes ma'am,
maybe
no
she
ma'am.
doesn't
They
work
talk
out.
shit to her. Like those things add up over time. Because then what happens is when we start thinking about how we combine our households, them little fuck trophies can't talk to me like that in my house. Like I'm not about to have another nigga semen demons being disrespectful to me in my home. So the fact that she lets her kids talk to her like that and she's not parenting properly, I'm not fucking with her.
That's fact. Also, if she doesn't like to work out, that's a pattern. Because remember, if you get married to a person, man or woman, who doesn't like to work out, but you're a very healthy, conscious person, that's going to be an issue, because that means you guys have to eat a different diet. Let's say she has to cook. She's going to cook things that she likes to eat that you don't want to eat. Then that's going to be an issue. Why are you cooking unhealthy foods, but you want to stay healthy? You're going to the gym. She's gaining weight, or she's going to the gym. The man is gaining weight. So much goes into people just being compatible, and that's one of them.
How we forget to let this nigga JR be up here in a suit and tie, like, and we didn't even comment on this. Like, you was at court today?
That's why I slept in, man.
Hey, Willie on one today, man.
Nah, but I'm catching it. Like, we got Miss Taking, you know what I'm saying, came up here with the Luke and the 2 Live Crew party curls and her having her hair done. And then Shan looked like she went to the same beautician, but she got there first. And then JR came up here in a fucking suit.
Hey, I'm going to beautician tomorrow. My hair is washed. Thank you very much.
It's curly. I got it. That's what I'm saying. And then JR, you up here in a suit and tie. Like, you either like finna go to jail or you going to a funeral. And I don't want to wish either one of them on you, but
with the rolled up Scully,
bruh. Hey, he might have.
This dude is funny. Like, anyway, shout out to Lapif. I just wanted you guys to see that. All right, let's go to the main video that you guys, the thumbnail of the video that you guys saw. Let's get into that. The title and the thumbnail. This is the video that inspired that. So let's go do that real quick. Hold on. All right, just give me 1 second. Let's go. Like the video.
So I wanted to talk to you about a little situation. I live in America by myself, so I don't have any girlfriends or anything. So I've been dating a guy. We're going on 3 months, really strong, great communication, never arguing. I can honestly say at 34 years old, this would be the most healthiest relationship I've ever been in.
It sounds like the one.
You're going to catch this.
Okay.
So I'm 34. I've only been with 3 people my entire life. One girl. My last relationship was 5.5 years. It was very toxic. I recently took 3 years to myself to work on my body, go to the gym and stuff.
Okay.
Then recently I'm like, okay, I want to date. I met a nice guy. So like I said, communication's great.
Nice guys finish last.
Hanging out with each other and stuff like that. Recently he decided to pause on our relationship. So basically,
wait. So how long were you guys dating?
For three months. No STX, no nothing. It was because I told him I'm very religious. I feel like that's the closest thing to my soul.
Okay.
It's something I can never take back from you.
Okay.
So I just want to take it slow on that.
Okay.
All right, 2 patterns. They always find the nice guys when they reach 35, 34, 30, 31. And then also they become religious. Catch on. Let's go.
Very kind, very gentle, never pushed me with anything.
Okay.
So prior to meeting him, he was telling me, because he's such a great guy, he owns his own house, car paid off, he works for a painters union, like he's really set, very handsome guy. So he told me that his child's mother cheated on him with her brother's best friend.
His child's mother
cheated on him with her brother's best friend. Her brother's best friend.
I can't. Lord. Okay.
That's confusing.
Okay.
So that happened. He took her back a second time and he caught her messaging him again. So now that our relationship is going smooth and he's like, I'm falling in love with you. He's asking me my goals, my aspirations. What do I want in a relationship? And I told him, I would like to have a kid. I would love to get married and so on.
Okay.
It freaked him out. So he told me, you have all the qualities I want in a woman. He's like, but now that I have children and I would introduce you to them and stuff, and now the relationship is getting serious, I'm getting scared. So I don't know if he's like, if I don't know, it's making me feel like it's me or something, like, because I'm moving at his pace. I'm an Aries. I'm very aggressive, but this is the first time.
That's it. I'm Aries. I'm very aggressive. It's you, definitely you. The moment they use zodiac signs to define who they are and their character, that's a red flag.
With the guy, I'm just coasting at his pace instead of forcing what I want. And I always explain to him, even though you're a man, you have emotions and feelings too. So tell me how you feel so I can know how to love you properly.
But men will always show you better than they tell you. So if he's pulling away, if he's not showing you as much as attention as he did initially in the beginning, then maybe he needs to deal with that situation. And at this point, I feel like you have nothing to lose. You didn't give up the cookie, right? Y'all spend time together. If he wants to fly away for a little bit, let him. Okay, see if that's better for you.
He never pulled back his attention.
Oh, okay, I got it. So they've been dating for 3 months. She's making him wait, which they like to do. So before she met the nice guy, and this is why they say nice guys finish last. Before she met the nice guy, she was giving up the cookie, but now she met the nice guy and she has made him wait for 3 months. And now he's saying, you know what, this is not working for me. And she doesn't understand why he doesn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Yeah, duh, because you made him wait for sex, yet the men before him never had to wait for sex.
Attention. So this is where I get confused because he never pulled back his attention. So I told him, you know, he asked, I was moving back to my country. I was going back to Greece when I had met him, but he asked me to stay. He would like to move forward with me and stuff like that. But out of nowhere, he just was like, you know, from what my ex did to me, I think I need a therapist. Like, I'm kind of scared. He's like, I don't want to lose you, but I think for me, it's moving too fast. Because I started applying pressure in the sense of, I would like to meet your children because dating you, I would be dating them as well. They're always around you. And, you know, we hang out, but it's always, oh, well, the kids are coming tomorrow. Do you mind leaving at this time? And I'm like, in order for us to date and really fall in love with each other.
Right. But I think that's too soon still. I think 3 months is too soon, like from a man or a woman. I still think that's too soon. It's still early. You guys are still getting to know each other. And I feel like you're pushing it. Like you said you were an Aries, and I do understand you like him. And I do understand you want to be assertive and claim what you want, but just let it breathe, you know, give it breathing room. He likes you, you like him. You said the attention is there. Don't push it. You know, just let it flow is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Because
these on the issue is she's making him wait for sex, but she didn't make the men before wait for sex. That's the issue. He's tired of investing. That's how men communicate.
Things that are happening now in our relationship where, you know, women, we're very intuitive and we think left, right, up, down, all around with a situation. And it's only been a year. He was with her for 8 years. So I asked him, are you ready to date someone? You know, I've worked so hard on myself that when you mentally clear your mind, you focus on yourself, you are so alone because you see everyone around you, how messed up they really are, the demons they battle, the anxiety, the depression. So I said, are you prepared to date someone? Because don't pull me along if I'm not really what you want. And he was like, no, I want you. I really want to be with you. And then out of nowhere, you just pull back.
Because no sex.
So he did pull back. He did. That's what I was saying. He pulled back. He said no.
He didn't pull back in the sense of like not giving me attention, not calling me, not wanting to see me. He was showing up 100% with that. And then I asked him yesterday, you know, where are we going with this? Like, you know, I just need some clarity.
Nowhere.
That's when he said, well, I don't know if I'm ready for you to meet the kids or not. I don't know any of it. He's like, he goes, I'm falling for you so hard, so fast that it's scaring me. And he's like, am I really ready for our next relationship? But I don't want to lose you either. But I told him, I said, I'm not a toy that you can play with me and then put me back.
Right.
I'm a grown, I'm 34. Like, that's not old, but you know,
that's not fair to you. That's not fair to you. If you're putting your 100% in, you're giving your all to it. You guys are both on the same wave, and he just feels like he's a little antsy. He's unsure. He needs a little room. He needs a little time. Give him that room.
And mind you, this is her side of the story. And I always have to remind you guys, this is her side of the story. So I don't believe a thing she's saying until the guy comes on and tells his side of the story, because they like to paint themselves as angels who did nothing wrong. So I don't believe her. I'm listening, but because I already know if she's withholding sex, that's the biggest issue.
So earlier he texted me. I didn't text him back all day. I'm like, you know, and then he called me like 30 minutes ago and he was like, why didn't you text me all day? And I said, I was just respecting your space. I was giving you a chance to breathe and get your mind together. And he kind of like smirked. And I was like, I'm confused because like the men in my culture, like he's my first American boy and stuff. Like men in my country are very direct. I just want to have fun with you and hang out, or you're my girl. I want to see where things go. It's never that in between. Like my country, we have a very low divorce rate. Like it's something serious to date someone. So this is the first time that I've ever been in limbo.
Yeah, it's very different.
Did you guys catch that? He didn't text her all day or call her all day. And when he finally did, she asked him, why didn't you text me or call me all day? When she could have texted him or called him. So she's used to him giving her attention. She hasn't had to put in any work, any investment, any effort. Once he takes away his investment and effort, she feels some kind of way. But she didn't even take any initiative to say, you know what, this guy's been checking on me, let me check on him. And this is their mindset. They just want to take and give me. They never care about the man.
In America, very, very different, you know, and at least you get to experience that, and now you get to decide. But again, I think what's great is you didn't give up the cookie, right?
Never would do that.
Then you're good. You didn't really lose anything. I get it, you're emotionally attached, but
she's making him wait for.
What am I supposed to do? Just sit around and wait while you decide if you want to be with me? And I'm sure you have a line of other guys ready.
So, what do you think? Like, how do you think I should approach the situation to him again? Like I said, he called me 30 minutes ago.
I don't think you should, because then you're chasing.
So don't bring it up again.
No. And I don't think you need to chase. Why chase?
So to continue just to talk and joke with him and be his friend, like nothing's wrong. Like,
yeah, I would act like nothing's wrong. If he's not ready, if he's not sure about me, then I'm not gonna sit here and be sure about you. Either you're in or you're out. You know? And you seem like a girl who loves herself, knows her worth, knows what she's about. So if that's the energy you're carrying, it's like next.
Well, the problem is with that is, you know, I'm not a dater. Like, I don't give my energy to everyone. So
that's what everyone
especially after I healed from such a toxic past relationship, if I'm locking in on you, I'm locking in on you. Like, I'm zoomed in on you. I don't see anyone. So I'm putting in my time, my energy. You know, I'm making sure, like, oh, you said you like this. I go to the store and I pick it up for you and I give it to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm learning your behaviors. Now you're playing with me. You're wasting my time. You know what I mean? And I think that's what's bothering me, because you could have just been honest from the front. Like, I just want to have fun. And then you're telling me, well, I didn't want to lose you either. But now you're being selfish.
But what?
So he's being selfish because he has been investing in you. Because in the beginning, she said, he's a good guy. He treats me nice. He does things for me, which means he's spending mola. He's spending money. He's spending money on her. But she hasn't given up the cookies. She hasn't given him any sex, but he has been a nice guy doing all these things. And he's the one wasting her time. Yet she hasn't even invested in him. She doesn't even call him. She waits for him to call. So he has invested for 3 months and she's still claiming he's wasting her time. Do you guys see the selfishness? Do you see the selfishness? It's unbelievable, man. It's like they want, and the reason she's crying about this guy who she hasn't slept with, allegedly, is because he probably has money. She wouldn't call into Ashley if this guy was a bus driver. She wouldn't call into Ashley to find out how she can keep a man she hasn't slept with if this guy was working at Walmart. I can assure you that. It's probably because he's got money, because she said he has been treating me nice and spending money on me, doing nice things for me. If this guy was working as a plumber, she wouldn't be calling into Ashley to find out how to keep him. I can guarantee you that. He probably has
What
money.
has he done outside of saying, I love you and I like you and we spend time together, that you just seem, you can't let it go? What is it that you can't give it room or space?
It's our communication. We talk so well with each other. It's so crazy. And I wish people would really learn this. Like, so many people give their bodies up first before building a friendship and a foundation of communication. And we built that first. And we just mesh so well. It's scary in a sense. I kind of understand him, because you just click with someone. You know what I mean? Like, we really just clicked with each other. And like, we already took a vacation with each other and stuff like that.
Vacation.
Like,
and nothing happened on vacation?
You already took out on vacation. They probably slept in the same room and she still didn't fuck him. Now that he's tired of investing, she's complaining. Did you guys catch that? They went on vacation. 2 things happened. Either they stayed in the same room and she didn't give him any sex, or she's the type to go on vacation with a man who paid for her whole trip, because I can guarantee you paid for everything. But when they went on a vacation, she made him get 2 separate rooms, which I don't know, but probably. Right?
Nothing happened?
No, like kissing and touching and stuff, because we are grown, but like for me, the sex part is very serious.
Okay.
But like pulling around and stuff, like, you know, we're grown.
Because you can't let it go. That's why I'm like, something
because
has to
he's
happen
rich. That's why she can't let it go.
I get you can be attached. No, I get you can be attached emotionally, but something, I don't know. It's like, if you didn't give up the cookie, I get it. You talk to someone every day, but you should know in the back of your mind he's coming back. So, you know what I mean?
Maybe not.
All right.
Maybe not. He's been taking on dates buying her gifts, taking her on vacation, and he has never got to clap them cheeks. And you think he's gonna keep investing? Like, men are not dumb. I'm even surprised Ashley can't pick up on this. I don't know if I'm just good at reading women or something. Like, this is so obvious. He has been investing, but she's claiming, which I don't even know. I don't really believe it. It sounds like she made him wait. And then when she finally gave up the punani, he got tired of it. He's like, you know what? You've made me chase, because men don't like to chase, especially if they're investing their money. So I don't know. Something's not right, but I can tell he's a rich guy. He's just tired of investing because she's not reciprocating anything. But anyway, shout out to Lawless. He says, men, be aware there's more than likely a man out there that they're sleeping with while they're so-called dating. You don't play games, no sex, bounce. I agree. If you're investing for 3 months and doing vacations, he took kind of vacation. Oh my God.
I'm a mental person. Like, I'm more of a mental connection. When you can stimulate my mind before my body, that is very powerful. Like, we have intellectual conversations. Like, we dig into each other's minds. Like, I think that's what got me. It's like, that was the first man that ever penetrated my mind before my body. And I think that's why I'm like, okay, hold on. Like, like.
I guess it's up to you to decide, follow your heart. Yeah. I would say follow your mind. That's what I would want you to do and give it room, but trust your intuition. That's my advice.
Just stay calm, relax. Don't push the issue anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't push the issue because that's going to create further issues. Now we're yelling, now we're nagging. That's too much.
Okay.
All right.
You're the best. Thank you for being you.
You're welcome, Beauty. Have a good night.
Yes,
he's got money. Like I told you guys. Do you guys think if this man was working at Walmart, she would calling to Ashley? Because I don't know if you guys know the memo. You've seen me react to Ashley before. She teaches them how to find rich men. Do you guys believe if this man was a bus driver, if this man was, a cab driver, an Uber driver, doing DoorDash, do you guys think she would call into Ashley's show to find out why this man who took her on vacation doesn't want to talk to her anymore? Never. So he definitely has money. And, she knows she's, 34 up there. The chances of finding a man who's just going to take her on vacation without any sex are slim to none. That's why she's so attached to him. But, she's going to learn. I mean, minus the cat eyes. I don't know if these are, what are they called? Shit, I forget. I even have those. What are they called? Oh my God. They're lenses, but they're contact lenses. I don't know if those are contact lenses, if those are her real crazy eyes. I don't know. But, Miss Mariam says once he gets the punani, he's going to dump her, guaranteed. Yeah, if she's making him wait like that, he's definitely going to dump her. But I don't know. All right, let's do one more, Ashley. Wait. Do you guys want to see a child support case or do you want another Ashley video? Comment down below. Either child support case or Ashley video. Whatever you choose, I'll go with that. You can comment down below. Real quick. Child support case or another Ashley video with these crazy women talking to Ashley to find a rich man. It's up to you. Whatever you put in the comments, I'll go with that. I have two videos. One is child support case, like a child support court. Another one is Ashley video. Your choice. Going once. Let's see what you guys are saying. Going twice. Wait. I have two videos. Ashley or we can do a child support case. I have two videos. That's up to you. Put a one in the chat for Ashley, for another Ashley crazy video, or two for child support. These are going to be the last ones. Whichever one you choose is what I will go with. I have them ready. I just want to see what you guys are interested in. Child support. All right. Miss Mariam is the biggest supporter, so we're gonna go with child support. All right. All right, here we go.
Today, we're looking at a case where mom doesn't have any issues with 50-50 custody, seemingly until she finds out that dad's child support is getting cut in half. I found this hearing as part of a live stream compilation posted by this channel on Tropolis, so give them a follow.
Of equal week on week off parenting time. This hearing is being conducted via Zoom. York Kelly Carpenter, is that correct, ma'am?
Yes.
Okay, and sir, you're Stephen Jackson?
Yes, sir.
All right. The two of you have conferred with Ms. Andrus this morning. We'll soon be providing with court with a recommendation. I'm sorry, there it is. The recommendation of Ms. Andrus for the front court is that the referee recommended order be adopted but modified as follows. Mother shall have parenting time every Monday and Tuesday. Father shall have parenting time every Wednesday and Thursday. And the two of you will alternate weekends from Friday after school or 3 p.m. if there's no school until Sunday at 6 p.m.
That's good.
The father's weekend begins February 16th, which is Friday of this week after school. And the mother's weekend begins February 23rd, the following weekend. In addition, the parties shall have parenting time at such other times as the two of you can agree. If you reach an agreement on parenting time or holidays outside this order, then they should put that in writing via text or email. The party beginning parenting time shall be in charge of picking up the minor child. The mother shall claim the minor child as a dependent for tax purposes on odd years. Father shall claim the minor child as a dependent for tax purposes on even years. It's good that we address that now than at a later point in time. So thank you, Ms. Sanders, for covering that with the parties. So that is the recommendation, Mr. Jackson and Ms. Carpenter. So with the court adopting this, you would have joint physical. And actually, this court does not this court does not put out emphasis on joint physical. The reality is joint legal means you share equal in any major decision concerning the welfare of your child, such as elective surgery, health. You need to share information. If he goes to the emergency room, you got to notify the other parent immediately. And you need to, if you cannot reach agreement on things like health and education and religion, then the court makes those decisions. And hopefully you can agree upon those. And joint physical means that that person makes the day-to-day decision. So whoever has parenting time, you decide what time your child's going to bed, what he has for dinner, things of that nature, day-to-day decisions. So if the court adopts this, you'll have joint physical and specific parenting time, which is relatively equal, but not week on, week off. So Ms. Carpenter, do you understand the recommendation this morning?
Yeah.
Do you have any objection to the court adopting this recommendation as an order of the court?
No.
Okay. Mr. Jack.
Shout out to her, because that's how it should be. It should be always 50-50, but women like to do 90% custody or 100% custody so they can get child support.
Do you understand the recommendation?
Yes.
Do you have any objection to the court adopting the recommendation?
No, sir.
Of course, if circumstances change, either one of you can always petition the court to modify parenting time. As your child gets older and circumstances change, someone moves, you got different employment, you can't be there for the child, someone can always petition to modify parenting time. It's always subject to modification upon a change of circumstances. But the reality is, if you want your son to thrive and do well in life, you need to be on the same page. Communication is the key. It's really the key. There's enough challenges in life to make it good for each other and your son. And Ms. Carpenter, you are the mother of minor child Romeo. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you believe this agreement is in the best interest of your son at this point in time in his life?
I'm a little worried about it, but I'm hoping it will be good.
You're asking the court to adopt the recommendation, correct?
Why are you worried?
Yes.
All right. The court obviously will take from that. That's his dress court to adopt a recommendation that you believe that at this point in time in his life, it's in his best interest. Mr. Jackson, state your name for the record.
Stephen Jackson.
Mr. Jackson, you're the father of the minor child, Romeo. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do you believe this recommendation is in the best interest of your son?
Yes, sir.
Do either of you have any questions for the court?
No.
The only question I have, would I have to go on my own and file a motion when it comes to my child support and everything like that, or is that an automatic change, or how does that work?
Well, it appears that a child support order was entered $820 per month effective January 1st, 2024. That order has been entered. So
no, right. They told me that it would change once I was able to get physical joint custody and everything was equal.
Ms. Anderson, if I can address that, I don't know the recommendation. I don't know if that was based upon, and looks like Mr. Jackson was only given 75 overnights.
Correct. That was based on the judgment of support.
Okay.
So again, I can, if parties are agreement, because again, today was only regarding the objection to the recommendation for custody and parenting time. So if they're agreement, I can put child support be referred to the front of the court. If not, he'll have to file a child support motion.
Okay. Do you have time to talk to them this morning and based on their incomes, maybe run it and see what difference it would make? Based on overnights, it'll make a little bit of difference, Mr. Jackson. Not a significant amount.
Mm-hmm. And then I also just had another child on the 14th, so I know that kind of factors in also.
Well, again, there's more involved. Maybe we should refer it then. Perhaps, Ms. Anderson, maybe we can just add to your recommendation that the issue of child support is that. Can we possibly add that to this recommended order this morning? Might be perhaps the best way to address this. It appears that Ms. Anderson is frozen up. We'll wait for her to reappear so we can ask her that question. Yes, if we can put this in this order that the issue of child support is referred to the front of the court, then we can eliminate having to file a motion. Ms. Anderson, is it possible we can squeeze in a sentence in here that the issue of child support be referred to the front of the court?
I can do that, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, so we'll put this. We'll put a sentence in here, Mr. Jackson, Ms. Carpenter, that the issue of child support is referred to the front of the court for investigation recommendation. You both get a copy of the written recommendation. If either of you has an objection, you got to file a written objection within 21 days. If you do not, it becomes an automatic order of the court. If either party objects to it, then it'll come back for his court to make a decision.
Okay.
But again,
she doesn't look like.
Obviously, you owe the $820 for the month of January, Mr. Carpenter, so you need to make that payment.
Yeah, no, they take everything out of my checks, and then I paid $855 at the end of January.
Okay. All right. Anything further from either one of you?
Nope.
Well, now is that just, are you trying to get all these days so that your child support can be changed?
This is about my son having me in his life.
He was his son.
Using me.
This isn't an argument about money. This is about my son being around and everything like that.
Right. The court would like to assume that he's not doing this for ulterior motives, Ms. Carpenter. But the reality is yes, there'll be a slight modification reduction because of the relatively equal overnights.
Mm-hmm.
And the court is hoping he's not doing this. And we'll see how active a father he is. Obviously, the children are best served if they spend as much time with each parent as possible.
Exactly.
And if Mr. Jackson is not exercising parent time, he's leaving it with his mother or his girlfriend, and that's obviously basically to modify parenting time.
Yeah, you see, that's why the women don't like 50-50 custody, because now she has just realized that her child support is going to be cut. He's going to have to pay less child support because it's 50-50 custody. And honestly, I don't think he should be paying any child support for that matter. Because if she has the kids 50% of the time and I have kids 50% of the time, why should I pay her money? Especially because the day she doesn't have the kids, she can go to work. The days she has the kids, I can go to work. But they don't like that because they know. That's why so many women fight for men not to see their kids, because they get more money. They don't have to work. They claim it's tough to be a single mom, but at the same time, they don't want to give men 50-50 custody, so they keep getting free money, which I call child support.
So we'll get Mr. Jackson, see how he does. If he's going to really be vested in this child's life, hopefully well. So the court's going to assume he's got the proper motive for doing this, and time will tell.
Yeah, no, I've always been a big part of my son's life, so this isn't something new or anything like that. I've always been a major part of my son's life.
And again, obviously, I know your work schedule, but obviously this parent time is for you. It's not for your girlfriend or your mother or your sister, Mr. Jackson. You need to be there.
No, right, exactly. And I assume the same for her.
Okay. All right. That will conclude hearing. You'll be mailed a copy of this order, and hopefully we can move forward in a positive fashion for your child's benefit. Obviously,
yeah, I don't like the fact that the judge, well, she brought it up, but the judge is like, you shouldn't, the time for your kids, you shouldn't use that time to spend with your girlfriend. But they didn't talk about the fact that the time for her kids, she may be spending it with men. I don't like the double standards right there. And he tried to mention it, but the judge didn't really talk about it.
you've always got to talk positively about the other parent in the presence of your child. That's real critical.
Mm-hmm.
Little things are important. Mr. Jackson, you should always make sure Romeo has a card for his mother on Mother's Day. Likewise, Ms. Carpenter should always make sure Romeo has a Father's Day card for his father on Father's Day. Those little things mean a lot to children. They really do.
Oh yeah, no, we've always been good with doing stuff like that.
Okay, all right. That concludes. We're going to add the language about the referral to the child support to the front of the court for recommendation. With that, I'll conclude the matter. You can all both zoom out. Have a good rest of the day.
All right. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That order shall be in your queue.
What did you guys think of this case? Let me know.
She didn't like him getting 50-50 custody because now she's going to get less money in child support. We'll see. I'm hoping for the best, but I got to be pragmatic and I got to be realistic. She may find an issue if she really wanted the money he was paying her. She may make up some false allegations about him so he can lose some of his parenting time so they can raise his child support payments. I'm going to be honest. I see it happening, but we'll hope for the best. I'll try to be positive Boogie. Wish them the best. Yeah. But we all know how this is probably going to end because she mentioned it. Oh, are you using me to get more time so you pay less child support? She said that. So that means she doesn't like the fact that instead of focusing on the fact that the father is going to be more active in the kid's life, she's more worried about the money, the child support. That tells me everything. Anyway, shout out to everybody who has been watching tonight. I don't know if other people have panels open. I may join them if they're open, but I'll be back tomorrow. So shout out to Miss Mariam. Shout out to Lawless for the super chat. Mike Larry in the chat. Lord Zero Cool. I can't say that. You guys have some crazy names, man. Tamara, shout out to you. So till tomorrow, don't forget to like, subscribe. Peace.